What's up, guys? Your boys are back. I'm Ryan, my man, George.
Yeah. Y'all been waiting on this one.
Yeah, man.
Shout out to the free thinkers,
man. King Los, baby.
Yeah, man. Y'all been going so hard for this. Excuse me. Y'all been going, you get that gargly, gargly, like whatever in your throat. Y'all been going so hard for this freestyle, man.
Right after we dropped that Marlon Craft, they were like, man, you got to hit that King Los. So.
Yeah, we were always planning to get to this. We were trying to get to this before the new year, man. But you know, life happened. You know what I mean? So this was inevitable for us to get to King Los. Because we know Los is the truth, man.
And this
you know
is
what I mean?
A good way to bring in 2020, man.
Yeah, this is a good way to kick it off, man. A lot of y'all said that this is the arguably the best freestyle last year.
Is that just because it dropped at the end of the year? Come on.
Hopefully it's not recency bias. But if a person could drop a freestyle at the end of the year and it be the best, this is the guy.
Absolutely.
He is arguably the king of freestyle.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? He's up there. So I'm excited about this, man. King Los freestyling looks like on LA Leakers. Let's rock.
Yeah. LA Leakers, just incredible sour milk.
You know that, man. One of the best to ever do it. And after this freestyle might just be claimed the best to ever do it.
Yeah, I appear in courtesy of the Ravens.
Okay.
West Baltimore.
Yeah.
Oh, you dig? We just gonna jump right in it like this?
Get right to it, Los.
We just gonna do it like that?
People what they
I don't even get up. Okay.
Yeah.
Got the Shaq, You Can't Stop the Rain beat, which is fire. I love that beat.
Let me talk to him this, Sour Milk.
Talk to him.
Look, they say it never come to fruition unless the vision is crafted. My drive is relentlessly, repetitiously mastered. Progress is positive, pessimism is backward. Since failure ain't attractive, my next decision was drastic. I made it out of pitfalls strictly due to my passion. Supreme intellect, not to mention wisdom to match it. Name another nigga that put up 50 at practice. This shit is magic, even my exhibition is classic. Funny, I ain't end up broke like you predicted. It's 1,000 niggas like you, no need to be too specific. I outmaneuver goofies like you with a few decisions. When the proof is missing, you get reduced to a euphemism. Shit, the truth is wicked. I just threw a surprise party at a see-through mansion, my nigga. I'm stupid gifted. This voodoo mixed with clear struggle and sheer hustle. I'm trying to stretch hams, string me too long and I tear muscle. Nigga, where was it when we was down and we slaved in kitchens? With my homie putting cut on that bird like it's Cajun chicken. I'ma make...
Yeah. Los is no fucking joke, though.
He is, dude. There's so many double entendres, dual meanings, and, the dude can just rap his ass off.
I'm just like,
Do we let it rap? It's gonna be a long
motherfucking video. So we're not gonna touch every line. I know we say that and then we get thorough and we try to touch every line. But seriously, with 12 minutes, man, this seems to be the new standard now for people who can rap. We're literally not touching every line, but we'll try to kind of get the overall feel of where we feel like he's going, you know what I mean, and touch some of the major bars in this.
I like the way he started this off, though, George, man. He said, they say it never comes to fruition unless the vision is crafted. My drive is relentless, repetitiously mastered. Progression is positive. Pessimism is backwards. I love that, man. It's just showing that he's mastered his craft. He spent time and time trying to, replicate, master his craft.
You can hear it.
And it always came from a positive outlook on it, as opposed to saying, nah, I can't do this, or maybe I can't do that. That's a pessimistic way of thinking, which is a backwards way of thinking. It's not progressive, I love that, man. And it kind of just set the tone for this whole freestyle, in my opinion.
Serene intellect, not to mention wisdom to match it. I thought that was hard. I know a lot of people who are smart, but they kind of lack the wisdom. You know what I mean? To understand the true context of things. So I think there's definitely a difference between the two. And people often confuse the two. But when he said, name another nigga that put up 50 at practice, this shit is magic. Even my exhibition is classic. That was crazy. Yeah. So him freestyling, this is just him playing around. This is
and it's gonna become a classic.
And it's gonna become a classic. This is him in his exhibition form, putting up 50. You know what I'm saying? Destroying the game. So that's crazy.
MJing him and shit.
Yeah, exactly. He said, funny, I ain't end up broke like you predicted. There's 1,000 niggas like you. No need to be too specific. When he said that line, I was like, initially I was wondering, I'm like, who's he talking about? Who's he talking about? Or who motivated, this sort of approach that he had in the beginning of the freestyle. I was like, there's a lot of people that counted him out, thought that he would be broke, probably said, oh, you on that rapidy, oh, you could just rap well. Nobody trying to hear that. You're gonna be broke rapping like that. And he's saying, that's funny how I didn't end up that way, and I chose my own lane, right? And he's preaching when he said there's 1,000 goofies like you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the game is overrun with those guys.
Yeah, exactly. But a play on hamstring, I thought that was kind of cool. Double entendre, double meaning.
It was slick, but even leading up to the punches is why I feel like it's just the next level of lyricism, right? even when you have gems leading up to the punch, when he said this is voodoo mixed with clear struggle and sheer hustle.
Yep.
You know what I mean? You could read into a lot of the in-between lines leading up to the punches with Los. And then, of course, he just has an incredible vocabulary that just isn't like I'm reading out of a dictionary.
Exactly.
You know them. His vocabulary is obviously it's rational and it's set in such a way that makes sense. So I think that he's already killing it and already showing just by the taste of what he's given us.
Yeah.
Why he's such a top tier lyricist, man. Let's keep it going.
Name another nigga that put up 50 at practice. This shit is magic. Even my exhibition is classic. Funny, I ain't end up broke like you predicted. It's 1,000 niggas like you. No need to be too specific. I outmaneuver goofies like you with a few decisions. When the proof is missing, you get reduced to a euphemism. Shit, the truth is wicked. I just threw a surprise party at a see-through mansion, my nigga. I'm stupid gifted. This food mixed with clear struggle and shit.
I threw a surprise party at a see-through mansion. I'm stupid gifted.
Yeah.
That's an interesting line. I mean, I think that's probably real. You know what I mean? I think he probably actually did throw a surprise party at a see-through mansion, but I think the play on that is why would you throw a surprise party at a see-through mansion? Isn't that a stupid idea?
Yeah.
How could you throw a surprise party at
exactly.
the irony in that?
Yep.
But
Because you
he's
can see
gifted.
through it. It's not, how is it a surprise?
How is it a surprise if you can see through the shit? But it shows that he was able to pull it off, apparently.
You get gifts at parties.
Yep.
You know, so there's so many different meanings going on there.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
Which is dope, man.
But he's gifted. You know what I mean?
Yep.
He's gifted at what he does is what he's saying. But it was just a play on the see-through. So that was slick. Let's keep it going.
I just threw a surprise party at a see-through mansion, my nigga. I'm stupid gifted. This voodoo mixed with clear struggle and sheer hustle. I'm trying to stretch hands, string me too long and I tear muscle. Nigga, where was you when we was down and we slaved in kitchens? With my homie putting cut on that bird like it's Cajun chicken. I'm amazing. They parade, but my crown wasn't made to fit them. You got signed off my signature style. That's plagiarism. I'm Miyagi with it. Try to kick it like I can kick it. You just begging to get buried alive. But I can dig it. Shit, cock the biscuit. Map his block out and plot a visit. I'm in a Honda Civic with lip stickers. I watch him visit. Plot and listen. Get close enough that I could kiss him. Since he pessimistic, I ain't run into my optimism.
Oh, man.
Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man.
King Los
Come on,
is
man.
Hey,
they want
since you want to be a negative, you know what
Let
I'm
me
saying?
take him out the game.
Yeah, exactly. Let me put him out of his misery, right?
Since he's pessimistic, you know, since you're negative anyway, let me just take you out and be done with it.
Optimism. You know what I mean? I didn't run into him and miss. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
When I run into him, it's case closed in this motherfucker, is what he's saying. My op as his enemy. You know what I mean? But what did he say before that? You just begging to get buried alive, but I can dig it. What did he say? I'm Miyagi with it. Try to kick it like I can kick it. You just begging to be buried alive, but I can dig it. If you're burying someone alive, you would obviously
have to dig
the
hole.
grave, right? You would have to dig the grave for him. But I can dig it. I can understand. I understand you don't know what you're getting yourself into. No, I'm taking it. I get it. That was slick. And he said, you got signed off my signature style. That's plagiarism. But even before that, he was saying, I'm amazing. They parade, but my crown wasn't made to fit them. And then he went into, you got signed off my signature style. That's plagiarism. Who's he talking about, though?
Yeah,
You know what I'm
I
saying?
don't know.
Who's the crown, though? Who's got the crown? Who's got the crown in Los's opinion, I wonder. You know what I'm saying, in the rap game. You know, I wonder who's parading around with the crown. You know, but you got signed. Obviously, if you're signing for something, you're plagiarizing, you're copying his style. You got signed to a record deal
Based on
biting his style,
Yeah.
right? Copying his style is what he's saying, but also plagiarism. You're essentially copying something. So I thought that was really slick.
You just begging to get buried alive, but I can dig it. Shit, cock the biscuit. Map his block out and plot a visit. I'm in a Honda Civic with lip stickers. I watch him visit. Plot and listen. Get close enough that I could kiss him. Since he pessimistic, I ain't run into my optimism.
Oh, man.
Come on, man.
You come on the LA Leakers show, man.
Oh,
We're going
my
to be
God.
fully prepared.
Mob Deep,
Look,
this beat, man.
King Los, LA Leakers.
Man, look, everybody in the 410.
Yeah, man.
Yo,
That was just
Yeah.
the warm up. That was just the
Look.
warm up. Let's go.
look. To hip hop, I'm Socrates. I'm top 5 in the 5th spot to mockery. The 5th pop, you do the Macarena or get rocked like Slipknot's discography. You click watching me, hoping I stumble. Your bitch watching me. You know it's a jungle. She like lions, not liars, nigga. I figured you'd be slow to rebuttal. She standing there drooling and dripping. You could only be humble, just be a gentleman. And put your jacket over the puddle. You poodle, that pun was a puzzle. I just want a Rapunzel. You know, she keep them extensions and she come with them bundles. Have fun with them double entendres. As I beg your pardon from the nonsense that's sponsored. I'm non-responsive, just armed with a conscience that's in and out dimensions like triangular shape. Isosceles flying saucers, defying the laws of physics. My mind's like a luxury prison. Ain't no escaping these bars exquisite. I breathe Gave law and speak art exhibits. I'm black magic like Shaq spinning off his pivot. Niggas reaching. Don't forget it.
This is like 3 videos already. We're only 3 minutes in. This dude is losing his mind already. I'm black magic like Shaq spinning off his pivot. You know when Shaq played for Orlando Magic, but he's black magic. Yeah, he's a black dude doing magical things. He's doing black excellence, right?
Beautiful.
He said, "Your chick watching me." He didn't say chick, but I'm trying not to curse. I'm trying not to curse as much in 2020. Your chick watching me. You know it's a jungle. She likes, huh?
We'll see how long that lasts.
Yeah.
Go ahead. My bad.
What is it? What did they say? Old habits die hard. So expect me to curse. She like lions, not liars, playa. Damn, it's hard not to say the N-word.
Yeah. Player.
My guy? She like liars, not liars, my guy? I figured you'd be slow to rebuttal. She's standing there drooling and dribbling. You can only be humble. Just be a gentleman and put your jacket over the puddle like a gentleman would, right? I'm not gonna say anything. I don't want to dig into if that being a shot or not. I don't know. I might be reaching. So let me see what else happens in the freestyle here to see if there's
What you thinking?
Never mind. We'll see. I'm gonna listen to the freestyle a little bit more. But I like the slick talk there, man. Your girl is drooling over him, creating a puddle. You know what I mean? Now go ahead and put your jacket over. Like that's how lame you are. You know what I'm saying? You got to put a jacket over the puddle that was created by your girl watching me.
Yeah.
You know
because you're not gonna rebuttal him.
Yeah, you're not gonna rebuttal him.
You're just gonna let it.
You're gonna stand there
slide.
and you can only be humble. That's the only thing you can do, man. Is just be a gentleman, man, and get out the way, man. Because she likes lions.
Yeah.
You know
not liars.
Not liars, bro. You fronting. Then he said the Rapunzel line, extensions come with them bundles.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it could be the me and my girlfriend chick, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like with Tupac, me and my girlfriend come with them extension bundles, but also women wear extensions and bundles, you know what I'm saying? So the slick play on double entendre there. Los to me just he's coming off in this freestyle. Clearly he's on a mission to prove a point.
Yeah.
When it comes to putting the pen to the pad, he is arguably the best right now. That's the message he's trying to get out there by rapping like this, because I'm seeing a lot in here. I'm seeing him switch up his flow.
Yep.
Now, and again, we're talking about every box being checked as just a pure rapper.
Yes.
That's what he's trying to do. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to hit you with double entendres, then I'm trying to give you depth on top of that.
Correct.
On top of that. And then punchlines in there as well, multi-syllable work in there.
Yep.
So I can rap technical, I can give you depth, I can switch up the flow.
Double entendre
You to death, punchline you to death. There's nothing you can say that I can't. There's nothing I can't do.
Yep.
And I can freestyle. And I'm one of the greatest freestyles, if not the greatest freestyle to ever do it.
That's true.
I'm the best in the game. He said they're parading around with my crown. I don't care who you got as number one is leading this. You know what I mean? I've been doing this shit since however long, right?
Yep.
He ghost wrote for Diddy. When he was actually signed to Bad Boy for a little while. And he's always sort of been, people have known, I think there's been a decent, sort of the hip hop purists have known, like, Los is the truth. But he hasn't quite gotten that sort of break to be revered as one of the dopest in the game. And he kind of lyrically has always been that.
Right.
You know what I mean? So we got to hear some music from Los, but just wanted to point that out. The fifth spot's a mockery to him. You know what I'm saying? He's top 5.
Yep.
I'm 1 through 4.
Yeah, exactly.
It's pointless to even have a 5th spot. You know what I'm saying? That's like mocking my greatness. That's how great I am in comparison to these dudes. These dudes ain't nowhere near me. So
crazy.
We can keep going, man. But
Crazy.
A lot of lines in here.
Crazy.
From the nonsense that's sponsored, I'm non-responsive, just armed with a conscience that's in and out dimensions like triangular shape. Isosceles flying saucers, defying the laws of physics. My mind's like a luxury prison. Ain't no escaping these bars exquisite.
Yeah, man. Oh my God, it's so hard.
My mind's a luxury prison.
Ain't no escaping these bars.
It's exquisite.
I need to touch this, man, because I think he's sort of showcasing so many different forms of rap in just this one section here. When he said, I'm non-responsive, just armed with a conscience that's in and out of dimensions like triangular shape, isosceles flying saucers, defying the laws of physics. My mind's like a luxury prism. Ain't no escaping these bars exquisite. So he's hitting you with the multi-syllable work, the technical, obviously showcasing an extensive vocabulary in there as well, but he ends on a punchline. And then there have been moments in here where he's had depth, as I was saying before.
Right.
So he's giving you everything that you would want, in a rapper, showcasing, understanding that there's a lot of tools that you can use, as a rapper to kind of showcase greatness, which to me is just pure hip hop.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Big
It's just
time.
hip hop. But also Los has the ability to understand that when it comes to lyricism, having a point to prove, having a purpose for your lyricism, and your writing leading to something that's thought-provoking and compelling is the highest form of lyricism.
Yes. Yeah.
That's what it
That's
should
a good
always
point,
be
man.
about. Because I just feel like people get caught up in multi-syllable work, and he's showing you it takes skill. I could do that. It takes skill, but that isn't necessarily the end result of what you should be looking for as a writer. You know what I'm saying? There's lyrical exercise, which I think that is, I'll call it just lyrical exercise. And then there's just actually pure writing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like poetry. So Los is just showing you everything. But I really wanted to point that out because I think that he touched on a lot of hip hop shit, like a lot of tools as a lyricist right then and there. And his flow was crazy.
He's like a savant with the
Yep.
shit. You know, he's like, dude, I'm in and out of dimensions, you know, like triangular shape isosceles, you know, flying saucers, you know, and he's like, my mind's like a luxury prison. He can't escape the bars that he's able to think up and put together. It's out of this
And
world.
we can't escape him.
Right.
And we can't escape him,
It's
right?
like out of this world. It's crazy.
Once he brings you into his
Dude.
world, it's like you're trapped behind his luxurious bars, right? These bars that are exquisite, essentially, as well. Ain't no escaping them, man, once they catch you. So he's really destroying this, man. I can understand what the hype is about, man. This is ridiculous.
Have fun with them double entendres as I beg your pardon from the nonsense that's sponsored. I'm non-responsive, just armed with a conscience that's in and out dimensions like triangular shape. Isosceles flying saucers defying the laws of physics. My mind's like a luxury prison. Ain't no escaping these bars exquisite. I breathe law and speak art exhibits. I'm black magic like Shaq spinning off his pivot. Niggas reaching. Dog, forget it. Even that metaphor was a metaphor for how it's hard to get it. Y'all ridiculous. Love to take facades and hype it. Like I ain't blessed with some shit I gotta guard my life with. A lot of rappers try hard to bite it, but they joints ain't nearly as tight as with this arthritis. My plight is, if you lyrically fit, you got something from me. Even niggas I wrote for, then they send me my fucking money. Well, I ain't got a song with such and such. You wonder, buddy? I'm the only one that got overlooked by his understudies. I feel disrespected to the core of my soul. My skill.
I don't know, but they don't want the smoke, though. That's all right. They don't want that. Right?
But you know, he said here specifically though, he's why ain't I on the song with such and such? You wonder, buddy? He was I'm the only one that got overlooked by his understudy. So I don't know who he's talking about though. I don't know. I mean, I would assume as long as Los has been in the game, there's a lot of hip hop people and a lot of rappers that look up to him and really appreciate what he's done for hip hop, especially his ability to write and his ability to do all these things at a high level. So I wonder who that is. Who is his understudy? Who you think he's talking about?
I don't know.
Go ahead, man. Who you think?
Nope.
Just
not
just
engaging.
say some shit, man.
Not engaging. I have my theories, but I don't have enough. You know how you think something, but you just don't have enough substantiating evidence. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? The parading with my crown and, you know, the who got overlooked by his understudy. How can you overlook me? You my little man. You my little man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? How can you overlook me? Los is an artist, man, that feels that he's just been slighted. He's been looked at.
That's what it sounds like.
You know, I think the people who are in the know that he's just gifted. He's just one of those dudes when it comes to putting the pen to the paper or typing the words on a computer.
Whatever.
We're
it
in
is.
2020 now.
Yeah.
Whatever, on your phone or whatever the case may be. He is one of the nicest to do it, and he's been doing it for quite some time. And as we said, man, this is just his way of showing the world. He's making a statement right now, showing the world that whoever you think the greatest is, you know what I mean, they're gonna have to see me. You know what I'm saying? You need to be putting me in that conversation. A lot of these guys that you think are the greatest are the guys that are my little mans. They're like my understudies, man. They're not where I'm at lyrically. So I don't know. You know what I mean? But that was a fire line. The arthritis joint was crazy though, man.
Yeah, the joints.
A lot of rappers try hard to bite it, but their joints ain't nearly as tight as what this arthritis is. That was slick, man. Arthritis, obviously, when your joints are tight, they give you pain.
Arthritis.
That's what arthritis is, essentially. But their joints, their music, the flows, whatever the case may be, anything about them, they're not tight. They're not as dope as him, right? As what he writes. But
And kind of going back into that plagiarism too. You know, they're trying to bite
his style.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? There's a common thing going on there, man. That was hard. But he said up here as well, man. He said, like, I ain't blessed with some shit I gotta guard my life with. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times when someone is speaking truth with eloquence and speaking truth in a way that can inspire people. A lot of times, as we've seen historically, those people can be put. They're almost putting themselves in danger, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Some of the greatest minds ever. And the greatest revolutionaries ever were people who could really inspire real change and get a culture behind them. you know, they're usually in the crosshairs. I like that he sees himself in that light. So let's keep it going on, man.
Yeah, man.
Even niggas I wrote for, then they send me my fucking money. Well, I ain't got a song with such and such. You wonder, buddy? I'm the only one that got overlooked by his understudies. I feel disrespected to the core of my soul. My skill been perfected, no ignoring my glow. I will lift a weapon and perform my foe. Then still raise my son without ignoring my goals. My raps perfected dreams that I see in the night. So I ask to project. Being, I'm a being of light. To be in this arena, I mean just to be in this light. You might need the work ethic of a Venus and Serena, then study the sun and Jupiter while Venus in between them. My city full of hustlers, you seen the demeanor. 88 dope boy, clean in the Beamer. But it's deeper than a four-finger ring in his beeper. When his mama was a crackhead that thinks she was a diva, and his daddy was a hothead for the cream with a fever. You just trying to live life, nobody gets your plight. But you on teams with the reaper. The bitter consequences seem sweeter and sweeter. To be an achiever, duck 3 from the heater. Plus the prison population got the streets in the sleeper. But you a smooth criminal. You can make that quarter flipping off one hit. You could turn a king to a leader. Well, my cousin made 60 million and couldn't quit. It's a thin line, but
That was crazy. So that punchline, and we're gonna get to that punchline. That was one of the hardest punchlines in here, man. Was so crazy, and a big reason as to why that was such a heavy punchline is what he did leading
Before
up to
that,
it,
yeah.
right? He built up. He first of all he had a real underlying meaning of what he was talking about, and then just the technical aspect of the punchline was hard, right? It was just clever.
Dude, he says so much in here, right? He says so much in here. And what I'm gathering from this, George, when he first started like with this whole scheme, when he said, my city's full of hustlers, you see the demeanor. I'm almost like taking that like you've seen this story before. You've seen this before. You've seen the drug dealers, right? You've seen the guys with the Beamers, because the Beamer was the shit back in the day. That was, if you had a Beamer where I'm from, Southside Chicago, you was the shit.
Yeah, that was everywhere, bro.
Right.
That's what it was.
Right, and the 4-finger rings and the beepers, you know what I'm saying? So I think he's saying that you've seen this picture play out before, but the undertow and the backlash of all this, right? The crackhead is a mama, right?
Yep.
But she thinks she's a diva,
Yep.
but you're really not. You're strung out on drugs.
You're delusional, right? Because you're in this sort of delusional high. Yep.
Exactly. And then he went into kind of like the mindset and what happens in a drug dealer's life, right? You know, he said the daddy is a hothead for the cream. He's trying to make the money, right? But the consequences are sweeter and sweeter. To be an achiever, ducking 3 from the heater every day, right? You know?
Danger around every corner.
Exactly.
And also when he says daddy was a hothead, from there you can sort of derive that he's probably saying his daddy was a hothead. He was violent. He was in the streets. So chances are his dad's probably in the prison system as a result of that. So you got a crackhead. Mom. You know what I mean? Who's delusional, who is not fit to be a parent to provide guidance. And you have a dad that's just not there. So of course he can't provide guidance. So what happens then? Then the kid latches on to what he sees is wealth, which is in the hood, is just typically drug dealers doing their thing. So he specifically said it's deeper. You've seen the demeanor. It's deeper than a 4-finger ring and a beeper. And here's the depth. Here's what he means by saying it's deeper. It's funny. It's like he's giving you the backstory and he's almost wanting people to understand that you should have some empathy for people in this situation, but he's also maybe even holding them accountable and letting them know the destruction that they're causing at the same time, which I think is just really, really dope. Let me let you know that I'm here and I want to help you realize what you're doing, but at the same time, I'm gonna hold you accountable and point out what you're doing, right? So he specifically said, but you a smooth criminal, huh? Oh, you smooth. You that 88 dope boy. You can make that quarter flip. You can flip the drugs or whatever the case may be, but you're turning a king to a leaner. You know what I mean? A young king, someone that has potential, right? In the hood, a young black king who could be doing amazing things for the world. You're turning that person into a leaner. You're turning them into a fiend. You know, by doing what you're doing. So yeah, you're this smooth criminal, right? But you're causing destruction. You're destroying your people in your community. You know what I'm saying? So I love that. But what he's also referencing is Michael Jackson. Right?
Exactly.
In the Smooth Criminal video, what did he do? He flipped the quarter to start the video.
And he did the lean, the famous lean and shit.
The famous lean. And he's Michael Jackson. He's called the king
of pop.
Right. So that was a slick, but very,
later.
Yeah, that was amazing. And when we talk about writing,
dude, it's so much.
This is what we're talking about, man. You know,
so much
having
to that,
something
man.
to say, but you can still have fun and throw punchlines and do your multi-syllable work, but you need to be saying something. You know what I mean? Or else I just can't look at you as a great writer. I could say you're great at this specific aspect of rapping when it comes to wordplay and that's cool, but I'm not gonna look at you as a poet. I'm gonna look at you as some dude that just practices lyrical exercise. But you ain't up there with the penmanship. So I just want people to, we're going to keep bringing that up, man, so people can understand the difference. You know what I mean? So let's keep it going, man, destroying this.
Duck 3 from the heater, plus the prison population got the streets in the sleeper. But you a smooth criminal. You can make that quarter flipping off one hit. You could turn a king to a leaner. Well, my cousin made 60 million and couldn't quit. It's a thin line between a fucking fiend and a dreamer, nigga.
Yeah, that's hard.
Damn.
King.
That's hard.
King Low.
And then he said, oh, yeah, because I had to get back to that because I just, when he said, I'm like, oh, then he said that on top of it. Plus, the prison population got the streets in a sleeper, right? Remember the old wrestling move, you put somebody in a sleeper, right? You're slowly killing
the
them.
dope fiend, too.
Yeah.
You put him in a dope fiend.
Exactly. Prison is just an additional detractor to what's going on in the hood. Is kind of how I'm taking that.
You're flirting with death too, man. He said, but you're on teams with the Reaper. The bitter consequences seem sweeter and sweeter. You know what I'm saying? To be an achiever, Duck 3 from the heater, this is all you have to go through. But you got to go through all this bullshit. You get the prison populations, got the streets in the store. You got to avoid jail. You got to Duck 3 from the heater, right? But you a smooth criminal. You can get away with all that. So we kind of went into. I hate to keep going back and forth with this because we don't know what we're gonna cut out.
Yeah.
But it's telling you the backstory of the drug dealer, how he got to this point, how he and also he's talking about the sort of glory behind it, the glory of the 88 dope boy cleaning a Beamer, but also the pitfalls of the game as well, and what that eventually is going to lead to, and just how sort of oblivious I think some of these guys are to that being inevitable, to their demise being inevitable as a result. So that was extremely dope, man. Then he said it's a thin line between a fucking fiend and a dreamer.
And maybe some of this is from personal experience in his life. You know?
Yeah, 100%.
Because he says specifically, my cousin made 60 million and couldn't quit. So it's almost like he's a fiend for the money, but he's also hurting people at the same time with drugs. People feel like, oh, I got 60 million. I'm living a life, but you don't know the damage and the repercussions that you're causing. So you are dreaming. You know what I mean? This is not reality. You're dreaming. You think that this is something that's going to be long, that you're going to have longevity in it, and you're really not.
Absolutely.
It's
real.
Which is crazy.
But Ryan, with that statement, with this last line, when he talked about his cousin and the thin line between a fucking fiend and a dreamer, I think what that makes me think of is an old quote when they say the road to hell is paved with good intentions. You know what I mean? Because you could even make the argument that a drug dealer is only looking for, a better life for himself and his family, and those around him, right? He's got these dreams.
Which is good intentions, right?
Right? That is a good intention. That is. You know what I mean? You want to take care of your family. I think we can all agree that that's a good intention, but what are you doing en route to that? Like, what devastation are you causing en route to that?
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? So really, really dope, man. That was an unbelievable setup to that punchline, though, man. Beautiful,
a lot
beautiful,
was said
man.
in a short period of time.
Yeah, it was, man.
Seriously.
It was. And we didn't even cover every little thing, man. There's things that I'm seeing right now that I'm like, but it's just, it gets to a point where it becomes like we're ruining, the continuity
the flow
of the video.
and shit,
King Low.
I want this to keep going, bro.
Can we do one more beat? We cannot let you leave without touching this beat.
This beat is crazy.
Let me get into it.
King Los is here. The green juice is
He's
here.
going
Highly
ham.
professional, widely respectable mind and vision, cosmic celestial, extraterrestrial rhyme encryption, intergalactic perpetual cognitive sonic rhythm of a verbal god constructing astonishing composition. Man, my competition ceased to impress me. I need challenge. And mumble rappers only exist cause I need balance. When I seek malice, revenge reeks of a sweet foulness. I defeat cowards, remove your shoes at the Sheik's palace. I rebalance the solar system with chakra energy. The binary code in my carbon causes divinity and the glow in me. But I can't even grow in peace. These fake conscious niggas vibrating too low for me. Why's what you throw to me? Boy, ain't no hoe in me. I crack heads with this KC and it ain't Jodeci. Niggas bad see me over. Can't nobody oversee me. I fry that nigga egg, he think he getting over easy. I'ma mix a whole Weezy. Andre Biggie flows in Yeezy. Pac and Pun, Big LNG.
This dude
He's losing his mind, man.
monster.
He's losing his mind.
This is so ridiculous.
He's
man.
putting on a clinic right
This
now, right?
this is the epitome
Of
of
a
putting
clinic?
on a rap clinic. I like how Ryan got extra hype. Like, where you can bounce and shit. Ryan loves lyrics. Y'all know that Ryan loves lyrics, but when you can bounce, he can get him to bounce too.
My thing is, you just gotta be a savant with everything, bro.
good at everything. That's very
the way he's delivering it is the point I want to hit home, guys. Because if you guys saw our Marlon Craft video, man, Marlon went ham, man, and I don't think I did enough.
Lyrically, he did his thing.
Yeah, I don't think I did enough to really showcase that the dude killed it. He killed it, man. all I had was far as feedback was how he delivered it. You know what I'm saying? And just voice inflections and things like that, man.
Just dynamics,
everything fucking matters, man.
It does.
It matters, you know?
And you went so hard because we like Marlon.
Yes, we do.
Marlon is fire. He's a great lyricist, but it's just us just wanting him to be great. That's all.
Yeah, man. You see how he's changing up his flows? I mean, he went to the multiple syllable usage shit here, cosmic, celestial, extraterrestrial, rhyme, rhythm encryption. I mean, the way he's able to do that, he's like, dude, I can do that.
When you want to talk about tech, because I think people look at technical rap sometimes, and this is just like really prevalent on the internet, in my opinion. I think people look at technical rap and think that that's just all there is to writing, and they think that those guys are like lyrical guys. Like, I guess technically they're using a lot of lyrics, but I don't think that they're not necessarily writing with depth and saying anything profound, which is really what we should be looking at, in my opinion, as the highest level of lyricism. But he's showing you he can even do that.
Yes.
An interesting line here before we get into that other code, those other code lines that we went crazy over, is when he said, "These fake conscious niggas vibrating too low for me. Watch what you throw to me, boy. Ain't no hoe in me." So it just seems like, I don't know, man. I've been kind of hinting around to who I think he may be talking about. Maybe it's just many different people that he's putting under this blanket. Maybe he's blanketing this statement for a lot of dudes who are at the top of the game who also happen to be, doing a thing and looked at as the #1 rapper. But there's things in here that makes me think that he might be talking about a certain someone, but I don't know. You know what I mean? Or certain someones, I should say, right? But I'm not going to say names because it ain't enough evidence, man.
Right.
I don't know. I haven't been following Los on social media. I don't know if there's some type of tension between him and other I don't know. So therefore, I don't want to touch on it. But when he says fake conscious niggas vibrating too low for me, he could just be talking about the woke community without having the action to support this sort of wokeness, right?
It could be very surface level too. You know what I'm saying? It's not really, in depth meaning behind you being woke. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. So he could be talking about that, or he could be talking about these rappers that rap that fake woke shit, but they're not really about that life as well. But he said specifically, crackheads with this KC, it ain't no Jodeci.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
That was hard.
So that's your prototypical traditional gun bar right there.
Yeah.
Right? Crackheads with this K, AK, right? See? You understand? And ain't no Jodeci. So what he's saying is he has a gun, he'll crack your head open with this gun if need be. You know what I'm saying? But he's also referencing the group Jodeci, who actually had the singer KC, who's
And crackhead. Ironically enough. No, I'm just joking.
who's known for being dabbling and doing crack and doing drugs. Shout out to KC, man. It's all love. I love Jodeci. One of my favorite groups ever. But we got to break the bars down.
Then he said, "Niggas best see me over. Can't nobody oversee me. I'll fry this nigga's egg if he think he's getting over easy."
That was crazy.
Over easy. I'll fry this dude's egg. You know what I'm saying? When he said I'll retaliate if he thinks he's getting over easy. Nobody getting over easy over here.
That was crazy though.
That's crazy. That's crazy. But the you make eggs, make it over easy.
You can make them over easy,
yeah,
right?
You know what I'm saying?
That's a way to prepare an egg, over easy. But I'll fry that nigga egg if he think he getting over. You can't get over on me.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Same thing with the KC. I crack a nigga head with the KC and I fry that nigga egg.
Yeah.
If he think it's over easy. You know what I'm saying? Don't think, ain't no hoe in me.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So that was slick.
I love it, man. I love it.
Play on words, man. The punchlines, double entendres for days, man.
I rebalance the solar system with chakra energy. The binary code in my carbon causes divinity in the glow in me. But I can't even grow in peace. These fake conscious niggas vibrating too low for me. Watch what you throw to me. Boy, ain't no hoe in me. I crack heads with this KC and it ain't Jodeci. Niggas best see me over. Can't nobody oversee me. I fry that nigga egg, you think he getting over easy. I'm a mix of Hova Weezy. Andre, Biggie, Flows, and Yeezy. Pac and Pump, Big L and Jeezy. Pimp C, Juicy, Gucci, Easy. 2 Live Crew infused with Stevie. Wonder how they view me, see me. Rick James, James Brown, MJ Breezy. SNOOP for Sheezy. 8-Ball, MJ, GODB, DOB, or CMC. DMXC, PMD. Master P and CMB. The G and me, demands that you fit me with them. But in the scope of things, I'm way more 50 than M. They took my hopes and dreams and turned me to a savage. 21, Tony Montana, she gripping my shotty. She called me Poppy, I whipped the Bugatti. She ride the ditties like it's a Ducati. She do some cardio, listen to Cardi, then turn on some
If
Nicki.
y'all want the bullshit,
I can do it.
I can do, but he did. It's funny how we were kind of talking about earlier his ability to touch so many different aspects of rap from a technical standpoint, from a conscious standpoint, a depth standpoint, and then he went into this sort of aspect of the freestyle where he was comparing himself. I'm a mix with all these greats, right? I'm a mix with Hove and Weezy. I can see Hove. I can see the big boy talk and the slickness in him from that you get with Jay, and I can see the punchlines that you get with Weezy. and I can see the flows that you get with Biggie. Right, and I can see the revolutionary in him with Yeezy and Tupac. So he's taking like the purist that the dudes co-sign, but he's mixing it up as well with just even the dudes that just are known for being bosses, like a Master P. They're known for being thorough. They have a bounce to them like 8-Ball and MJG. Run DMC, he's classic like this guy. So DMX the rawness as well. So I'm gonna mix of all that shit because he's from the block too. Which is kind of feeding into this line, right? But he said, the G in me demands that you fit me with them, put me in that conversation, right? But in the scope of things, I'm way more 50 than M. In the scope of things, I'm more of a 50 kind of guy. I'm cut from that kind of street cloth, right? I come from that world. But inner scope,
I'm thorough.
I'm a thorough dude, right? I'm more than that. But you can still, but he put Eminem's name in there as well because he's got that technical aspect to his game as well. But I'm more closer to this than that. But Interscope is who 50 and M were signed to. The record label Interscope is who 50 and M were signed to. So that's a hard line.
And to your point, George, I know this is a long fucking video, guys, but I gotta say this. To your point,
this deserves to be long. But go ahead.
What you just said, he just demonstrated that. He just demonstrated the multiple syllable usage of M, right? The highly professional, cosmic, celestial, extraterrestrial. He did all that, right? Then he went into his big boy talk. And so he's in that mumble rap bag, right? So to me, to your point.
If you like that, I got you.
He's showing you that, dude, I'm a mixture of all these people. He just showed you right here.
That's why I say the greatest, in my opinion, the greatest rappers can make any type of song hot.
Yes.
If you want to talk slick talk and big boy talk, they can do that. If you want to take it conscious, you can do that. If you want to have a song about girls, they don't sound like a nerd trying to talk to a girl, right? They're smooth enough to pull that off. That's why I say Jay and Biggie. That's why I always hold these guys up, because they can make anything slick. You know what I'm saying? And they can do storytelling, and they can take it to the streets, and they can all of that. So that's what he's putting on display for you right now, man.
Crazy.
Let's keep it going.
DMXC, PMD, Master P and CMB. The G in me demands that you fit me with them. But in the scope of things, I'm way more 50 than M. They took my hopes and dreams and turned me to a savage. 21, Tony Montana, she gripping my shotty. She called me Poppy, I whipped the Bugatti. She ride the digits like it's a Ducati. She do some cardio, listen to Cardi, then turn on some Nicki and switch to a Bobby. Then she thinks she Lola, she vegan, do yoga, then rollers and blunt, and we listen to Molly. Body called homicide, this is the body. I throw dick in the body, just to kick it, dick in the body, just to kick it with me and bitch do karate. Like, y'all, to this world, I'm a star. You ain't thorough, you a girl, you a broad. I got a glick, it got a stick, I got a burl, I got a rod. If nerds looking for beef like Harold and Kumar. I'm from a block with a methamphetamine smooth, and the crooked you.
If nerds looking for beef like Harold and Kumar, the movie. White
Castle.
Harold and Kumar goes
Castle.
the White Castle movie with the nerds that were looking for burgers, the White Castle burger. But if nerds, like rap nerds or whatever the case may be, looking for beef, I got this for them.
I got a rod. If nerds looking for beef like Harold and Kumar. I'm from a block with a methamphetamine smooth, and the crooked judicial systems never let the kings rule. Where history falsified and taught in every school to disconnect you from your culture like everything cool. See what having low self-esteem do? Got you praising the lineage of oppressors with recessive gene pools. Ooh. I guess from that perspective we are foes. I mean, you niggas was accepted, we was chose. If you don't postulate what I aesthetically propose, and we don't vibrate, that means we diametrically oppose. I hope this message electrifies. The European be leveraging privilege through ethnic bias. If you ain't do no scholarship on this, don't dare speak. This that ether that's gonna separate leaders from mere sheep. It's like whipping on the back of a slave with bare feet, when historically black college universities pledge Greek. It just isn't in your favor. It's some sick, twisted, sadistic, ritualistic nature.
Let me just say something really quick.
Dude,
this is not a reaction. This reaction is not going to be able to do this justice. This deserves a comprehensive breakdown. Whoever's out there who wants to do a comprehensive breakdown and talk about all the historical context that he's speaking about in here, I applaud you, man. That would be amazing to get someone to do that. Unfortunately, just within the format that we have, man, it's just difficult to really do what he's saying justice. It's such.
I'm glad you said that, man.
Such depth in this.
Dude, you see how long the reaction is. If this was a review, this is would be what?
Oh, we can make this 3 hours. If we really wanted to get into the historical aspect of what he's talking about within a certain format, there is like a limit. And sometimes we don't touch every line for that reason, because we want to have a certain level of continuity.
Exactly.
So I want y'all to understand, we're going to touch some of the stuff he's talking about, but someone that comes along, and does more of a comprehensive review of it and takes the time to really
It deserves that.
It
really
deserves
does.
that.
It really
Seriously.
does. Yeah.
All right, let's keep it going.
If you don't postulate what I aesthetically propose and we don't vibrate, that means we diametrically oppose. Yo, I hope this message electrifies. The European be leveraging privilege through ethnic bias.
Yes.
If you ain't do no scholarship on this, don't dare speak. This that ether that's gonna separate leaders from mere sheep. It's like whipping on the back of a slave with bare feet when historically black college universities pledge Greek.
That was hard.
It just isn't in your favor. It's some sick, twisted, sadistic, ritualistic nature. Look, you think it's odd they slave you if the slave master ain't served the same God they gave you? 400 years. Hold up. Yeah, hold up.
He's going crazy.
You think it's odd they slave you if the slave master ain't served the same God they gave you? 400 years later, and you hardly stable, and you turn around and beg that same God to save you. Look, word to the sunrise. Homie, save yourself. Everything else, get a thumb drive. The young lives of black queens lost, misplaced, who've been raped, beaten, indoctrinated, and disgraced. We've been wet, shackled, and mutilated, put through degradation, disrespectfully viewed and hated. I mean truly flagrant, treated like shit in this fucking nation. Then in 1850, slaveholders came with this publication called How to Make the Ideal Slave. Now dig the vision. Rule number 1 was unconditional submission. Keep them in place with
Willie
authority, cause rule number 2 was create inferiority. And Ye said that slavery was a choice, but let's be real clear. Rule 3 was take away their voice and instill fear. And hell yeah, I can see the passion in your eyes. I admire your perseverance for your fashion and your grind. But rule number 4 is why that hat was our demise. You keep the slave interested in the master's enterprise. Cause rule number 5 was the province of education, information, recreation. Look, you listening to me?
Teach him.
Yeah, he's going in, huh?
Yeah, it's a lot to unpack in this.
This
man.
could be by itself, though.
Seriously.
Yeah, I really wish this was separate. Cause this could,
absolutely.
Yeah, because we could really break that down. He's really kind of taking us through the history now, right? Isn't this like a book or something that was made?
The Willie Lynch.
Yeah.
I think that's what he may be referencing is the sort of the Willie Lynch speech. That they were saying there was a slave owner by the name of Willie Lynch who had these mechanisms of how to control a slave. And I think that's what he's referencing here. And then he used the example of Kanye West. He was talking about, it was clear that there's respect there for Ye, and there's an understanding of his passion and his grind. Like he admires his grinding in terms of fashion and breaking down doors and kicking down doors in the fashion world. But he thinks that he's just a little misguided. So it's like you can admire someone, but understand that I don't agree with everything that you do, right? And I'm sure Ye has his perspective. Obviously, we know Ye has his perspective as well.
Right.
And you can do that. You can admire someone, appreciate someone's greatness, but at the same time, you can be critical of them as well if you disagree.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Without necessarily canceling them, right? Because I know that's the thing. Anytime someone does something that we don't agree with, it's automatically cancel them from the culture. So I don't necessarily agree with that mindset. But I like the approach that he's taken with that, man. That he took with that. Let's keep it going, though, man. Let's try to finish this up, and then we'll try to go back and touch some of these points that he made, man. But this is heavy.
I can see the passion in your eyes. I admire your perseverance for your fashion and your grind. But rule number 4 is why that hat was our demise. You keep the slave interested in the master's enterprise. Cause rule number 5 was the province of education, information, recreation. Look. You listening to me?
Teach him. We listening. Teach
him. The province of information. That's a psychological prison. Niggas have yet to come out because of slaves caught you. Man, hold up. That's a psychological prison. Niggas have yet to come out. If the slave master caught you learning, they cut your tongue out. Y'all hear me?
Yes.
If the slave master caught you learning, they cut your tongue out. Then segregation 100 years was so thorough. No wonder there's so many kids on drugs in this cold world. Nigga, shout out J. Cole.
Mind blown.
Look, hold up. I go up the top with an hour bill. I am just incredible. I'm a vegan with sour milk. Alright, I quit.
Freestyle aspect. Freaking vegan juice with sour milk is on the show.
They call him that for a reason.
This ain't fair.
Man, it ain't fair.
I don't know how any rappers can go after that. That's Freestyle 95. I'm glad we did it before the year was over.
He killed that. I mean, hopefully he doesn't start rapping again after that.
Yeah.
Maybe we can fast forward.
I don't think so.
You on the BT Cypher, man. Shout out. You know what I'm saying?
I think he's done. Just make sure he's done. I didn't want to cut because it seemed like he had a few minutes left. So they'd be like, y'all didn't even finish it and shit. Yeah, man.
Yeah,
that
he killed that dude.
I don't think that was a phenomenal freestyle, man.
Yeah.
And
He killed that dude.
you know, that's something that this is a reaction. That's something we're gonna have to go back to really, even ourselves on our off time, really, and break down just because
There's so much in that.
just for the love of the shit and really break down, man. He really went to a different type of level. As I think it's just a pure display of what it takes to be a master, a truly overall master of your craft. It just seems like, based off of this freestyle, obviously we got to hear the music. It just seems like he has it all figured out. I feel like this is Los. I've heard other things from Los out of the channel, but I think that this is him at his highest level, putting everything together. Finally, kind of like, I got it all. Yeah. Like, I am in my prime.
He's in the Matrix now.
This is it. You know what I'm saying? He's seeing beautiful mind shit. He's just seeing all the numbers.
Exactly.
Like, I just have it figured out. You know, so if that reflects in the music, if we could, you know, because I was listening to God Money War, I want to say a couple weeks back. If we could get, and I think that was a solid album, but if we can get him to somehow transfer this into making classic music that will stand the test of time, we're going to be talking about one of the greatest to ever do it. As long as that music can, it can be followed up with just great bodies of work, man. Lyrically, he's one of the greatest to ever do it. But overall, you know what I mean? As an overall rapper, you got to have the music to back it up. But that was phenomenal, man.
Yeah, man. I guess I'm just going to start with my conclusion, man, you know, because there's lines that I really would like to talk about, man. But this is already long, and we already know he can rap. So he hit you with the mumble rap, right? And killed it, right? He hit you with conscious. Then he hit you with the flow. Then he hits you with the big boy talk. Then he hits you with switching up the cadence. Then he hits you with, dude, there's so many things he's doing. So he's showing you I can do that.
And then he has charisma on top of that.
Exactly. You can speak from that perspective when you've mastered it.
So like we said, in a reaction format, man, digging into some of the stuff he said, this could be an extra hour from this point.
Especially this last verse.
Because we can make this an hour, seriously, easily, and talk about the historical context here and his conscious perspective on the black community and just sort of the mind state of how lost a lot of these kids are, these people are in the black community. I mean, we could really go into detail about that.
And he kind of gave you in-depth background and history of why some things may be the way they are now. Some things that affected us, that happened years ago, still affect us now, you know?
Yep.
And it's just a lot in there, man. I really wish this was separate, though. If I could give any kind of critique, I wish this was a separate project. Because like you said, this could be
a freestyle.
Yeah.
The crooked judicial system's never letting the kings rule, where history falsified and was taught in every school to disconnect you from your culture like everything's cool.
Yeah, leveraging privilege through ethnic bias.
We could talk about that. We could talk about the recessive gene pools line and go into that. This whole Willie Lynch. I'm not saying that's what he's right. It seems like that's where he's going with just referencing the Willie Lynch letter. As a mean,
how to make an ideal slave.
Yeah, Willie Lynch, essentially a slave owner that created this sort of these rules on how to control slaves, is what I think he was referencing in this, and how he used Kanye as sort of an example of someone that's kind of lost and caught up in that, right? That's being controlled by those same mechanisms, even till today, even in 2020, these same things, these same sort of practices that held black people back and held them in captivity, right, are now being applied today. These same sort of means of controlling black people. And it's his way of just sort of waking people up and understanding, like, yo, wake up. This is what's happening. Recognize it and try to, elevate.
Right,
you know what I mean? So this had a lot of depth. This had a lot of skill in terms of from a technical aspect. He kept us entertained, even though it was 12 minutes. We were still hanging on every word. The bars were there, the punchlines, metaphors,
everything.
Wordplay, what you want. What do you like? What moves you the most?
I give it to you any way you want.
Yep. Impact, inspiring, influential, phenomenal freestyle, man. That's it. That's the end of the video, guys. If you enjoyed that, please hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. I'm George. That's Ryan, Lost in Vegas.
We out.
We out.